All right, positive energy all the time. Good to see everyone. Rep your city, rep your city. Hope your day is working out great. We got more Northside Miami Beach in the building. We got Fresno in the building. We got Bmore. We got San Jose in the building. We got Pittsburgh in the house. Everybody on Facebook. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois, aka Chi-Town. Everybody on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and of course my other Facebook account. I am representing Chi-Town. We got Buffalo, New York in the building. Let's get it. Yes, indeed. I have to say that politics in the United States has become very goofy, mostly in part and because of social media, I would say. Social media has I love social media, but when it comes to politics, first off, social media allows a lot of people to comment on politics that probably don't even vote, that probably don't really care about what they're commenting about, people that aren't even citizens, and it's causing people to argue something that you couldn't do um, without social media. There was no way to troll or argue with anybody. But social media is still very positive, though, depending on who you follow. Social media, for the young people that watch me, social media is based on who you follow, especially YouTube. Now, Instagram, not so much. Instagram has kind of ruined the platform by making it where you can see people that you haven't followed. Originally on Instagram, you only seen the people you followed. Now, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I barely see anything from the people I'm following. So they've kind of ruined Instagram. Facebook, I got off many, many years ago. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm over there, but I post via Instagram. Every now and then I'll go over there and post, but I don't really keep up with what's going on with Facebook. People began to argue too much on Facebook when I first left. X, I used to be on X when it was Twitter, but once I got on Instagram, I kind of canceled that out. I like posting on Instagram. I like seeing what people post on Instagram. I just don't like that they don't have an option where we can only see. They should have that option where you could click it and you only see who you're friends with, who you're following. You know, I'm seeing people, I don't know who these people are. And once you click on one post, they start to send you every post like that. I don't like that either. It's like, what the hell is this? TikTok, I don't like TikTok because the people at TikTok, they just ban your account with no really good explanation. I've had accounts shut down on TikTok. I'm not going back over there and working and posting that stuff for you just to delete all that hard work. So I don't like TikTok. TikTok is ticky tacky. They should call it tacky top. It is tacky, unprofessional, and a waste of time, really. That's probably the worst one is TikTok. It's the trash. It's all right to be restrictive, but let us know the restriction. Just don't like they just took down two of my accounts, no messages or nothing. They didn't even send me a message. The account got taken. I took down Vegan Intel. They took down Pharaoh said that. They don't even tell you. They didn't tell you. Which is fine with me. They can go to hell. I mean, I'm not posting for me. I'm posting for them. So they kind of stupid too. Because who cares? You know? The only social media that has any serious value is YouTube. The rest of them, Facebook is good to stay in contact with family. Now, today I'm talking about Minneapolis. I'm totally confused about Minneapolis. I'm totally confused about Minnesota. Totally. I've seen this guy here who is. I hate it when Harris picked him. He always had this look on his face. I don't know what's funny. He always had this phony laugh. You could tell it was phony, contrived. And he's just phony as a $2 bill. So I've seen him talking about the shooting that happened. Uh, that was definitely justifiable. Now it's coming out that the lady's mate told her to come down to get involved with that. Um, I'm cool with protests where you have a protest and then maybe law enforcement shows up to make sure it stays civil. But I'm not with getting involved with active police or FBI or ICE um, missions. That should be illegal. You can't just go out here and follow around some law enforcement unit like that. That should be illegal. You can protest ICE, but you can't go and get it be on the street where they're actually doing their job. That should be illegal. If I was the mayor of a city and ICE came to my city and you came out there and disrupted their job, I'd lock you up. Yeah, I'd lock you up. I'd have Chicago police lock you up with the biggest bail I could give you. Yeah, I'd lock you up. Because you could protest, but you can't protest when it's an active law enforcement situation. You can't. What? You out there jumping in front of like law enforcement? What? That's headed towards straight lawlessness. The people that are protesting ICE in Minneapolis and in Minnesota are the phoniest protesters in protesting history. Minneapolis, Minnesota is a total disgrace. Have let Somalians come out and clean out taxpayers' dollar, and you didn't see any of these protesters protesting those Somalians. And many, many people in Minneapolis and Minnesota seen that fraud. You've seen uh, daycares with no students. You can't say you didn't see that, especially this guy. When I seen this guy talking about the situation with the lady getting shot, he looked like one of the most phoniest people in modern day politics. Everybody knows that he's only out there grandstanding to cover his ass about the situation with the Somalians. Come on. This man is the governor. He let the Somalians come in there and rob his citizens blind. And now all of a sudden he can see again. When most of us know he should be locked up. There's no way he wasn't in on that scam. I'll say allegedly. It's an accusation, so I'm not saying this is absolute. I'm accusing him. I can't see where he didn't see all that money missing. There's no way. There's no way the governor did not see all them signatures for all that money. Exactly. Exactly. There's no way he ain't see all that money missing from his state. You know what governors do? They govern. Yeah, it has to get clearance. Yes. Yes. Billions of dollars. If he's the governor and billions of dollars just went through and he didn't see it, then he wasn't governing. What is govern? What does govern mean? Does it mean watch the state tax dollars? I would think one of the main things a governor would do is pay attention to the tax dollars. Yeah, they get invoices for the budget. He's seen that money. He's seen that money. He's seen that money, and he never made a statement. So now he's out there trying to go at the Trump administration, basically, to cover his butt for robbing. Basically, to cover his butt for all that money that was missing. Where he just let his state be full of Venezuelans and Somalians and whoever else. Now, for taxpayers, I think these politicians need to realize that taxpayers do not want to pay for illegal migrants to survive. That's something churches and stuff are supposed to do that. Non-for-profit organizations should raise that money. Here in Chicago, our slow mayor took all of the citizens of Chicago's tax dollars and spent it on Venezuelans without their permission, without them having the right to decide if they want to do it or not. Just take our tax dollars and just spend it the way they want to spend it. At what point do citizens don't have any rights to how their tax dollars are spent? How can a politician that don't pay taxes most times, they run all kind of scams so they don't have to pay their full amount, help the rich so they don't have to pay. The rich don't have to pay their fair amount of taxes. They take the money out, they don't have to put no money back in. So I've seen this guy running his mouth. I couldn't believe it. Acting like this is the worst thing in the world because some lady is out there in the middle of some nonsense and got herself unalive when she should have been not in them streets dealing with that. And when she's seen law enforcement out there, she's supposed to put that car in park and turn it off. She has no case. You can't just drive off on any type of law enforcement. You can't just drive off. Now, for sure, if she was black, she would have got shot more times than that. As a matter of fact, if she was black, she would have got shot sooner than that, before the car moved. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. So any black people that stand up for her need a reality check. But just people in general, you see an active law enforcement situation. You can't use your car as a weapon. And definitely, if you're using your car to get away, you're using your car as a weapon. If I'm out in front of you and you get in your car and you try to drive off, yeah, you're using your car as a battering ram. You're using your car as a shield to get away. If she was out on foot, she couldn't have just walked past him without getting tackled and arrested. Her friend invited her up there to get in the nonsense. And when the lady got on the lap, her friend that she called a wife, that even though they're not legally married, her friend said, "This is all my fault. This is all my fault. This is all my fault." And that's what her friend that invited her to get involved with that foolishness said. Anytime, for my viewers, anytime you go to any type of rally, any type of protest, and you begin to see some of the protesters become unruly, go home. Go home. It's just a word to the wise. I don't go to protests because to me protests are trash. It's just nonsense venting. And a protest without boycotting is foolishness. With Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they actually boycotted. They didn't just protest. They actually boycott. It was the boycotting that got things done. If you don't like what's going on, government, stop spending money. Boycott. Because hollering and screaming, but then still going and spending your money, yeah, that's going to work. So you're hollering and screaming, yeah, we're not going to take it no more. Let me get 2 cheeseburgers. Let me go to the movies. You spend your money with the same system, You turn around, you still spending money. Whatever. But when I seen this man, I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, what can you say? Minnesota has faced massive fraud, primarily involving federal funds for programs like daycare and nutrition, with estimates suggesting losses could reach billions, potentially half of $18 billion in program funds since 2018, impacting services for vulnerable populations, while some cases involve Somali American individuals. Federal prosecutors describe it as industrial scale fraud by numerous actors, not just one group, though allegations point to East African individuals. Now, where is all of those people in Minneapolis over their money? Why they didn't protest their tax dollars getting scammed? This is why a lot of politicians and myself suspect protests are put on by enemies of the state. When you look at some of these protests, it look like they're bagged by foreign entities, because their protests really never make no sense, and they're always about destroying the government property and causing confusion. They never really solve anything. It looks like anarchists to me. Looks like anarchists. They're taking their right to protest and then they're causing anarchy. And the protest is just a cover for anarchy. They all should be arrested and screened by the FBI. If you're found to be a part of any anarchist organization, you should be sentenced. You should get at least 5 years in prison, no early release. That'll cut all that out. They got Bobby, he was with Antifa. They got him and gave him 5 years. I mean, I'm not going out there anymore, dude. Yeah, don't bring your ass out here no more, dude. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring your ass to Pharaoh City, dude, because you going to prison for 5 years. Yeah, these be anarchists, because hardworking people are never out there. Listen, who got time to go out there? To all the people out there that work, they got children, that's got a hectic schedule that everybody know Americans got. Got to pick your son up from softball or from football. Your daughter, she's up there after school to drama. You got to go here. You got to go there. The wife got to go here. Somebody got to go to the store to buy some more things for dinner, or you got to go buy dinner, and you got to get up and go to work and do this all over again and over again. Your off day is not an off day because your work schedule is right in the middle when everything's got to be done. Everything is closed by the time you get off work. So now you got to go do all this shopping and stuff Saturday. Saturday is your day where you can finally go and do something because this stupid system is only open while you're at work. Imagine that. To the point where if you get a traffic ticket, you got to miss work to pay the traffic ticket. They're too stupid to open traffic court in the evening. Traffic court should open at, 4 in the evening, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to 12 o'clock at night. Traffic court. Now everybody can go to traffic court. Rah. And nobody has to miss work. No, traffic court is going on while you at work. School is just as stupid because the kids got to be to school an hour after you have to be at work and get out of school an hour before you get off work. If that makes any kind of sense, hey, you gotta be at work at 9 and the baby gotta be to school at 9. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So I gotta be at 2 places at 9. Okay. And then the children get out and they're just out there until the parents get home. Okay, that's great city planning. You never catch me out there. I don't do protests. Even without a busy schedule, I don't do protests. Mm-mm. I've gone to protests, but only because my artists had to perform at it. My artists, they're performing. That's it. For the music business, the 420 protests, cannabis protests, legalized protests, I went to those. But I went for business reasons. I didn't go out there. No, I don't protest. I don't do protests. No, hell no. Not you. I don't do protests. Protests don't accomplish nothing. You out there, put it down, put it down, put hell down. No, nope, nope, nope. I'm not. Well, I don't have any time to waste for foolishness. Okay. Um, if the Klans across the street from my house and I come outside, it won't be the protest. It'll be to get busy. I gotta come out and get busy. You better not be out for across from my house. Ku Klux Klan. To me, that's a declaration of war. There's going to be some furniture moving around. It ain't necessarily no fatal violence, not like that. But I'm gonna have to see what you made of. You know what I'm saying? Nah, hell no. No, you can't come nowhere where I live. That to me, that's a declaration of war. To me, that's a declaration of war. To me, Do I believe in street preaching and teaching? Uh, I mean, I believe you got the right to be out there and do what you do. You got rights. I don't believe in it, but you got the right to go out there and you got the right to go. If you pay taxes in the city, you got the right to go in the city and say we don't want to do this and that like that, and talk about stuff like that. You got the right to protest. You got the right to peaceful protest. Once there's people within your protest that are not peaceful, then as the mayor, I order police to immediately shut it down. So therefore, if I got a protest, if I throw a protest, me and my organizers, it's our responsibility to make sure you don't come to our protest acting a fool. So the police is not gonna have to stop you. We're gonna stop you. Hey, don't come out here with that. You understand? So the people that throw the protest, that's fine. But they're responsible for keeping their protest orderly. That's it. If I throw a protest, fine. I would throw one, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't, but if I did, you couldn't come causing problems because I'll look at you as an insurgent. I'll be like, we got all these people out here, peaceful protests. You coming out here is trying to start something to get these innocent people hurt. That's how I would look at you. You are agitator. And you'll leave or you'll get agitated because my security ain't peaceful protesters, but they bought that bullshit. You understand? So anytime you throw an event, you got to have the head knockers there. So if I throw an event, when I send the guinea over there to hen at you in the ass, you gonna stop because the way they gonna come to you. Hey, don't make us have to come back over here or we'll walk to the school walk. You know what I'm saying? That's how my protests run. You can come out acting a fool, but you're gonna get dead dirty real quiet, foop, 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 and the protests keep going. Nobody gonna even know. We're gonna do it nice and quietly. We're gonna fold you up, package you, and deliver you to Santa and his elves. Yeah, we're gonna fold you up real quick. You're gonna get folded and scolded and molded. You cannot come out here and put everybody else in danger, period. We ain't worried about we'll package you for the police. And hand you right to the cops. Already folded and molded. Yeah, you already be scolded, folded, molded, and handed over to the authorities. Yeah, because you putting other people in danger. Like I said, I've been to protests because my performance and they wasn't out there acting no fool. At none of the cannabis protests, don't nobody get to fighting or nothing. You putting other people in danger, so you're putting other people in danger. That lady lost her life because whoever was out there, they didn't have no organization to make sure it stayed orderly. So the people that was behind, standing out there hooting and hollering, they're responsible for her getting shot because they're supposed to be responsible for controlling their crowd. ICE have to control ICE, the police have to control police, and the protesters have to control the protesters. At what time do the protesters not responsible for containing their protest? That's their responsibility. Now you got a protest and you out of order. Then the police get out of order. You talking about the police should have stayed in order, but you don't got to stay in order. It's called law and order. So you don't got to stay in order. You can have like a sanctioned officers out. You can just get in your car and just drive off, huh? And then when they air you out, everybody crying self Pharaoh because you done jumped in your car and try to speed off on authority that got guns. Come on now. Keep it realistic. And so this guy, he done went and trying to get the put the pressure back on the Trump administration because he under fire. He under fire. So he trying to play a stupid game. Everybody know what he trying to do. Dude, you done lost you done let them people come and take $20 billion. He can't say nothing. What he can say when he let people come from East Africa and scam $20 billion along with some of his cohorts, some of his proteges, then scam the taxpayers out of 18 billion. Out of 18 billion, and he running his mouth about ICE when really the FBI supposed to have been cuffed him. This ain't no we, it's me. Look at this fool. He said we shouldn't be getting mixed up in this. He trying to tell me what to do. I'm a grown ass man. Boy, you better go raise your kids. He trying to tell a grown ass man what I should be doing. He talking about we. Me and you not a we, dude. I don't even know you. He talking about we shouldn't and we that. Speaking French to me. Man, listen, bro. You better go parlez-vous français. You know what I'm saying? And shut up talking to me, David. Quasi. Bro. You talking about we speaking French to me, bro. I don't even know you. Me and you is not a we, dude. We not a we, bro. Okay? Au revoir. You know, parlez-vous français and all that. French fries, all that. Shut up talking to me, punk. You know what I mean? He over here trying to tell me something. Talking about we should, and it's called Pharaoh said, they talking about we. Bro, what we? Come on, bro. You talking about we shouldn't this and we shouldn't that. Bro, me and you not a we. I'm not getting no bread with you. I don't even know you. Me and you is not a we, dude. You know what I'm saying? What is he talking about we? He's speaking French, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you better go to Gay Paris with all that we. You know, they keep saying we and we, you know? You need to go to Gay Paris. That's where you belong at with all that we talk. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, bro, I don't even know you, dude. I don't even know you. He trying to tell me what I should be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because let him tell it. Every live I'm supposed to do is supposed to be FBI. Now, he ain't speaking on nothing FBI. He ain't doing nothing but trolling. He's some weirdos. He not pushing FBA none. He just in the chat. FBA. You know what I mean? Sitting up eating donuts and Cheetos telling me what we should do. Talking about FBA and his. For him, FBA stands for fat, black, and obnoxious. But that's another thing. Which FBA is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You and me, and you ain't even talking about the same FBA. That's another story for another day. I'm not talking about the same FBA you talking about. You talking about fat, black, and obnoxious people. I'm not. Mm-mm. That's not the FBI. I'm not talking about you and your family's FBA. You know, coming over here mad, talking about FBA, fat, black, and angry. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you don't get your ass out here. Bro, you in the wrong FBA anyway. Put your Cheetos in the burritos down. Do some sit-ups or something. You know what I'm saying? And start doing some of that stuff in fat person on the block. Come up on me and the guys when I'm outside. So I'm tell you, listen, dude, you got 7 seconds to get off this block. I got an F for you. FYBAU. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna FYBAU if we don't get the hell off this block. So, bro, we're gonna FYBAU if you don't move around off this block. I'm just saying. That's the only F we got for you, punk. Hey, always trolling. FBA shouldn't be worrying about Venezuelans and Somalians. Bro, we talking about politics. What you talking about? Boy, reading is fundamental. I just had to talk about this because this guy, Tim Walz, he was tripping me out. I can't stand this dude. Dude, you let them people rob all that money. What could you say? You know, this politics in America's phony where they looking for anything to come at the other side. Anybody know he don't care nothing about what's going on. All he trying to do is go at the Republican Party. Anybody know that? He trying to go at the Republic. He trying to go at the Trump administration to cover his failures as a governor. Where he done let people take $18 billion from the taxpayers. And he trying to act like he's speaking up for the taxpayers. That he let some East Africans rob the taxpayers. Him and all his political associates in that state. I couldn't believe he opened his mouth. See, if he had any kind of dignity, he wouldn't say nothing. He would go somewhere and say, listen, with these people taking $18 billion, I can't talk. Because they should have been called ICE on you and the Somalians. ICE got there too late. $18 billion too late when he get through talking. ICE got to Minneapolis and got to Minnesota $18 billion too late when he get through talking. For real. That's some phony. See, politics getting too phony. You're like, oh, let me go talk now. Well, see, y'all didn't shot an innocent lady. See what I'm saying? We want ICE out of this state. Bro, how you let some immigrants steal $18 billion in tax dollars and got the nerve to say ICE the one need to leave? But the Somalians ain't got to go. They did all that. What? So you ain't never hear them say the Somalians got to go. Soon as that break, you didn't see him say the Somalians got to go. All these Somalians, he didn't say that. He said ICE got to go. He said ICE got to go. But he let them people take $18 billion. Potentially half of $18 billion of program. Right? Look. $18 billion. Not to mention, let's talk about the Venezuelans. Minnesota Care Program. The state expanded its Minnesota Care Program, a health coverage program for low income individuals to include undocumented immigrants. So they take your taxpayer dollars and help people that ain't even U.S. citizens. Cut into the amount of money you can get as a U.S. citizen. When your baby got to go to the dentist, they say, oh, well, this only going to cover the first $500. Anything over that got to be out of pocket. Because you done gave the money to some Venezuelans and Somalians. Look, the initial projected cost for this expansion was 196 million over 4 years. However, due to higher than expected enrollment, due to more people, 17,500 people enrolled, the cost estimate rapidly increased to an estimate 550 to 600 million over the same 4-year period. So something that was just under 2 million tripled. Why? For illegal immigrants that ain't paid no taxes into the system, taking Americans' tax dollars to help people that ain't paid no tax dollars and cutting on what the American taxpayer can get. We can't get nothing for our taxes because they taking our taxpayers and paying themselves. The politicians is living off of tax dollars. That's how they get they robbing us. And then they giving the rest of the money to everybody except American citizens. Look, federal funds cannot be used for care for those in the U.S. illegally. So Minnesota taxpayers are covering 100% of these costs. 100%. The taxpayer of the state of Minnesota pay taxes. Now imagine some Somalian that's scamming for millions of dollars, but ain't recording no money, and he going to get free health care. On top, he got the money to get the health care. They scamming it, hiding it, and going and taking the rest of your money. They scamming money out the system for their businesses and then scamming the system to go get free health care. Yet you paying taxes every day. You can't get a piece of bubble gum from this government. You can't get your teeth fixed. You can't get nothing done. Every American should be able to get full dental services, no matter what it is, including new teeth, everything. Whatever they need for you to be up to par. American citizens have paid enough for every American citizen to get full dental work. The tax dollars go to the government, to the politicians. How you think the politicians, where the politicians' money come from for their salary? Hmm? Where the money come from? Where those big salaries, governors and senators and mayors and congressmen and all them, where those salaries, where that money come from? Where that money come from? For them to fly all on them jets and stuff back and forth to Washington, D.C. and up and down the state. Where that money come from? That's your money. Where's your money? You're paying for all this. They don't have a job. What job a politician got to pay for anything? How often do they go to work? How long it take for them to vote for one bill? Because they all ain't even there. Congress ain't all there. The Senate ain't. They got to wait till they all get there. Because they don't be there. They don't even be there. If you looked at their records and see how many votes they miss because they're not there, you'd be pissed. They're not there. Y'all think Trump working right now? He ain't doing nothing. He'll come out, he'll make a statement and disappear. He's not doing anything. He's not doing any work. Zero. They walk up and down the halls of Congress and stuff, smiling, drinking coffee, drinking liquor. They ain't doing nothing. But taking your money and smiling and grinning. If you look at his smile and look at his eyes. You see how they don't match? Look at his smile, but look at his eyes. His eyes show the real person inside of that face. Look at his eyes. You see how snaky he looking? Cutthroat. Look at him. You look at his eyes. That eyes do not match that smile. It's two different people. The eyes look real conniving. What you looking out the side of your eyeballs for? They call that side-eyeing. Friendly like that in real life? If I had to bet, I would say no. I can't say for sure, but I would say no. I would say alone with him, he might even be frightening. They're robbing black Americans. They're robbing everybody. They don't give a damn about black and white. They sell black to white people to rob white people. The whole anti-black thing is a scam too. There's 360 million Americans, 50 million black Americans. I mean, over 300 million Americans. Y'all believe 50 million black Americans enough to pay all this stuff? No. So who paying it? Because there ain't enough for us to pay all this shit. Guess who paying it? I be around. I got a lot of white friends. I got a lot of all color friends. I got a lot of friends, name it. One of my friends, he's an engineer, make a whole lot of money. He said, Pharaoh should have been a doctor because he barely making it. You know, his property taxes is, they robbing that man. And they're robbing him. They doing him with no Vaseline. They've been treating everybody bad. We just didn't know it. We didn't have social media. Black, they sell the idea that they treat blacks bad, so whites to put whites to sleep. It's like this. I'm the white guy, right? I'm the slave owner. You're a white Irishman. Y'all tenant slaves. I'm in the house under the fan. I make y'all go out in the hot sun and pick the cotton. I tell this white dude, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't as good as him. He better than y'all. And I told him to get on the horse and go out there in that sun and sit out there in that sun and watch y'all, because y'all ain't nothing. And us white people is better. So he get hyped up and he go out there in that hot ass sun too. He ain't picking cotton, but he out there in that sun sitting in his horse watching y'all. But I'm in the house under the fan. Y'all don't get paid nothing. And all he get is free room and board. He don't get nothing. He don't get none of this good living. He can't live in here. He live outside too. His place is just a little bit better than y'all's. But he don't get to live like me. And if he piss me off, I'll tie him to a tree and use a whip on him too. As a matter of fact, I'll accuse him of a crime and hang him and replace him. That's how the game is played. I was in LA, some police pulled me over, about 4 of them. Me and my boy got a radio. I ended up talking to him for about an hour. Yeah. They be pulling me over there, harass me. Next thing they be sitting on their car talking about real shit, dude. Right? So I told the police just like this. I said, think about it. If they starve out the black community, have them struggling, have them angry, their money is invested in all these nice buildings and nice stores. They take y'all, put y'all in a car marked, say police, and have y'all out protecting their property while they rich somewhere. They got you riding around getting all kind of shape from a belt around your waist with all this stuff. Do you know what kind of problem that caused to wear the police belt with guns and all that? Yeah, that caused physical problems. And they got you out there with a big mark, say police. So now when everybody get mad, they're going to attack you. So I asked them, I said, when these rich whites finally get somewhere in outer space to go and get on their space shuttle and leave, are they going to take y'all? And the white cop said, hell no. That's what he said. He said, hell no, they ain't going. I said, these rich people are they going to look out for you? They would never invite you to none of their events. You a lowlife. You're not a blue blood like them. They got you out here in danger, protecting their property. That's a fact. A lot of police know it. The rookies don't know it. But the police been on. I'm going to tell you something. You think I'm lying? Ask anybody been on the streets. If a police pull me over and he real nasty to me and give me a hard time, he ain't been on the force. He ain't been on the force over 5 years. Because when a police officer been on the force a long time, they don't be tripping. Mm-mm. They just go by the book. You were speeding, da da da. They don't do all that. Not in a big city. Now, in a small town, they do because they mad, they broke, they ain't making no money. But you go to a big city and get pulled over by police that been on the job for a while. He don't be doing all that racist shit and all that. What is interracial releases? I don't know what that is. He don't be doing all that. That's a fact. That's only the rookies do that. A lot of times, like when I live in the old block and stuff like that, like the sergeants and stuff, they cool as hell. Why? They've been doing it. They've been around black people so long, they like family. That's a fact. What's my thought on interracial relationship? My thought is mind your business. My thought is mind your business. Ain't none of my business who you sleeping with. That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. I don't get in. I don't get in. That ain't none of my business. Anybody that don't like interracial relationships is an idiot, including Dr. Umar is an idiot. Because anybody with any sense know that you can't breed out black people. I already told you mind your business. Why you keep asking me the same question? I told you mind my business. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I told you mind your business. I already answered the question. Ain't no gray area. Let me ask you a question. Can you breed black people out? Can black men, all black men get with a white woman? Yes or no? Just tell me yes or no so we can move on. Can every black man on this planet have sex with a white woman? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, you trolling. Come back tomorrow. Anyway, you know, he talking all this black stuff, but ain't got the decency enough to respect to ask another black person's question. So he's not pro-black at all. He's a disgrace to his own race. He's a disgrace. It wouldn't matter who he mixed with. Because if you ask somebody a question and they give you an answer, ask you a question, you don't answer, we don't need you to have no babies. Not if they're going to be like you. A black man with a baby by a white woman that's got some respect is going to be better than a black baby born by two people like you, Frank. It wouldn't matter who you mix with if you don't teach them respect and manners. You'll still be a family full of losers. K Biz, you know that interchangement we had the other day, I took that down, bro. K Biz, I took that part out. Okay. So that part is dead no more. Okay. So I took that out. So I didn't like the way I was talking to you. So I apologize for that. I took that out of there. I mean, who you with don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about that. Every white person in the world is not going to, every white person in the world is not going to marry a white person. So some of this stuff's ridiculous. Every Chinese is not going to date a Chinese. So some of the stuff gets ridiculous. Every black person in the world is not going to date a black person. So that gets crazy. But neither will breed out because you're not going to breed out. So what's the fear? What's the fear? It's a false fear. What's the fear? That every black person on the south side of Chicago gonna go somewhere and find a white person? Where? You know, it's the craziest fear. It's the totally ridiculous. It's a total ridiculous fear. It's crazy. You couldn't mix if you wanted to. If everybody on this planet wanted to mix, they couldn't do it. It's impossible. Inferior genes. There's no such thing as inferior genes. There's only genes based on climate. There's climate genes, meaning a polar bear won't do as good in warm weather, or a grizzly bear won't do good in Antarctic. So there's climate genes, but just because you're in a different climate don't make you inferior because you can't do in one climate what somebody else could do in another climate. Because if you measure that, then in cold climates, whites would be superior to Dr. Umar. He wouldn't want to debate me. I'll take all his money. He cannot prove to me blacks are not superior in cold climates at all. Blacks are inferior in cold climates. I know I am. So people are superior in their own climate. So that's no science behind that. Dr. Umar couldn't say a white that got his school open is inferior to a black dude like him that still don't got his school open. But I would guess so. I don't see no superiority when it comes to open the school, right? If he got black genes is superior, where's the school? That'd be my first question I would answer. And why is he overweight like that? The conscious community is not really even a community. It's a bunch of weirdos that they try to call a community. But if there was a conscious community, why Dr. Umar, Sarasud, Seti, and Sarnetta ain't friends? I'm just saying they don't look like they commune. I don't think they commune. So there's no conscious community. There hasn't been a conscious community since you had consciousness outside. Anytime you don't, the in sports we are superior though. No, we're not. We ain't superior in hockey. And we ain't superior in none of the winter sports. You watch winter sports, Joseph? You watch the Winter Olympics? We superior in ice skating? No. I didn't ask you that. I asked you about cold sports in the cold. Here we go, another one. Some of you brothers, I got to stop. Remember, y'all stop talking to you when you don't have no respect to answer and stay on subject. I can't talk to you no more. You're bad for my chat. We are not superior in winter sports. In math, science, engineering, and technology is whoever study. So that wouldn't have anything to do with genes either. You do your homework, you're going to get an A. You don't do your homework, you're going to fail. So Jay the Great, that has nothing to do with genes. That has something to do with studying, reading, doing your homework, memorizing. That has nothing to do with genes. That has to do with studying. The person that studies math and do their homework going to get a higher math score than the one that don't. So that has nothing. That has nothing to do with genes. The Asians do good at math because they study it more. They got better schools, but not because they're smarter. No, that's great. No, the Asians are doing better because they have better schools. They have better curriculum. The schools are better. Not because they're superior. No. The interracial mixing and dating. No. Cultural difference. I don't know if I could marry a white woman. Cultural difference. You know, depending. But if she grew up in the hood, yeah, I could marry her. Yeah, I'd marry any woman if I like her. And they all could get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't discriminate when it comes to knocking their backs in, though. No, I don't turn. I ain't outside like that, but I don't turn down no pee. You know what I'm saying? I don't turn down nothing but my collar. I'm just gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? My record precedes me. Cause I've been around the world and I got a lot of babies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that. I prefer black women because culturally, you know, we have a lot in common culturally. I don't have a lot in common culturally with other women, so marrying them, culturally, I don't, it wouldn't work. Now, if I was raised in like a mixed neighborhood and I kind of grew up in like a suburban setting, I probably could marry a white woman. But growing up in Chicago, I couldn't. I couldn't. I'm too ghetto. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Just ain't we ain't got nothing in common. We don't have no culture, nothing culturally in common. But not because of the color of people's skin. I don't do skin color like that. I only look at the color of skin based on the fact we all live in certain areas and we have to compete as a race because we live racially segregated. So we have to compete like that. I look at it like that. That black people need to have their own automobiles and their own build houses. I look at that culturally. But individual relationships, you know, I'm not judging nobody based on who they with like that. I don't personally deal with skin color personally. I don't deal with it. If me, you're a man, you're a man, you're a woman, you're a woman. If you're a nice man, you're a nice man. If you're a hole, you're a hole. Would I date or what you mean by dating? Because I don't be dating. You mean would she be my woman? I don't date, so I don't know what dating mean. I never dated nobody. It just be my woman. But you mean would a Muslim woman be my woman? I mean her religion ain't none of my damn business. But that's the type of question. See, let me answer this question. You only gonna fall in love with somebody you like. So that's not a question I could just answer. Because if I met a woman, she was a Muslim, we started hanging out, and I fell in love with her, that answers your question right there. So the question would be, could I fall in love? Would be the better question. And the answer is you can fall in love with anybody. Basically, you can fall in love with anybody. That's a ridiculous question. Why you asking me ridiculous questions? Would she stop being a Muslim for me? Now you're getting ridiculous. Okay, next. Somebody next. Don't ask me nothing else. I'm gonna look at it like you trolling. Now you just asking me stupid stuff. He asking me stupid stuff now. He asking me what I changed for her. Well, which he changed for me. All that now we're getting stupid. Because why it's gotta be what I convert her with. Why you didn't ask me would she stop being a Muslim to be with me? So right then I know now you're getting silly. Because if I didn't request her to stop being a Muslim, what would make you think she would request me to start being one? You understand what I'm saying? So now you're being ridiculous. Because if she wants me to be a Muslim, she ain't gonna date me unless I'm a Muslim. So now you're being ridiculous. See, this is how people start asking silly. See, now you're looking silly. See, now you're looking silly. Because if she was really hung up on that, she would never date me. I would have to be a Muslim before she date me. What are you talking about? A person can do whatever the hell they want to do. She could be a Muslim and she can marry me and I'm not. And that would just be her business and my business. That would not be Islam's business. If that's my wife. If that's my wife and you a Muslim, you cannot say nothing to my wife. Period. You got to go talk to your own wife. Period. If I married a Muslim woman and you a Muslim dude, that's my wife. You can't say nothing to her and you can't say nothing to me. In my world, I don't know about everybody else's world. You have to stay in mind your Muslim business. I'm just talking about me. You wouldn't be able to cross that line and get in my business. You would do better to go down to the mosque and find you something to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Don't y'all talk to the DJ. He's trolling. Don't talk to him no more. He's already showed you he's not fit to have a conversation with. He's trolling. I've already answered his questions. He needs to move on. Those type of people like this, he don't got a righteous bone in his body, no decency in his body, because he would just let it go. He's got his answers, right? So if he is a Muslim, we show you it ain't helping him with no type of integrity or decency. He lacks decency, even if he's a Muslim. He's not a decent person. Because anybody with any decency would have just moved on by now. So I'm not talking to him. He has no decency. He's not a decent person. A decent person asks you a question, you give them an answer, they respect that answer, and that's it. What's my thoughts on Islam? My thoughts is mind your business. How many times I gotta keep telling you? My thoughts is mind your business. That's not my business. Like somebody's religion is not my business. What you asking, Justo? What are you asking me? If somebody's a Muslim, that's not my business. That's not my business to give any thoughts on their religion or what they doing. That's not my business. That's not my business. Pharaoh minds Pharaoh's business. Period. I have no thoughts on another person's beliefs. It's not my business. That's not my business. Like I said, y'all, mind your business. Mind your business. Worry about your beliefs. That's it. It's the only beliefs you need to worry about. Is yours. Don't worry about nobody else's beliefs. Losers. They ain't got nothing better to do. Slow. Mustard. Trying to play catch up. Yep, they mustard. Trying to play catch up. Ain't on none. This big Pharaoh. I know all the tricks. Yeah. Imagine, just think about what you just asked me. What you were trying to get me to disrespect Islam in front of all these people and put my life in danger? Is that the type of friend you are? You know what kind of question you just asked me? Why would you ask me something like that? Don't you know on the block if you asked me that, you know how that would go? If you had a camera on me and you asked me something like that, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that right. I'd take it like, oh, okay, you a police, you set up. Or you a set up dude. Are you trying to set me up? Be like, what you ask me that for? You trying to set me up? You trying to put me in a war with somebody? What's up with you? You know, that's how things turn dark on the streets. You understand? Like, what you ask me that for? No, no, no. This is how temperatures go up. No, I didn't mean nothing by it. I'm gonna mean something. Fuck you ask me that for? Woo, woo, woo. See? That's how that go outside, y'all. That's how shit like that go outside. Dude gonna be like, what you ask me that for? Now, who is you? What is you? Are you the police or something? But why you trying to catch me up in the trick bag? No, no, no. What's up with you? See, on the street, once people get mad, they want to go physical. And nowadays, physical is not with the hands. That's dangerous out here. See, some of y'all brothers, y'all need to stay in the house. I'm in the Chirac. I'm in Chirac. You can't go out there loose with the lips. I'm giving y'all a game like you know what I'm saying? In the hood, you might get one question. After the second question, people, you know what I'm saying? You ask dude, hey man, why you got that? He's like, well, I got that because this. I say, well, what's up with that? You say this. And then when you ask them the third question, ain't no real man gonna like the third question. They really don't like the second question. I already answered your first question. Now you ask them a second question. Now you ask them a third question. Now they're like, who the fuck is who? Because now it look like you think somebody got to explain something to you. So now we want to know, well, who is you? What make you think I got to explain all this to you? Matter of fact, I don't even know you. See what I'm saying? That's how that's going to go. Who is dude? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's my cousin. Man, your cousin need to shut up talking to me. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can't do that in real life. Boy, you can't be questioning no grown man. Why are you questioning me? Like, what? They want to know why you questioning them. They ain't thinking about the question. It's like, what's up with you? They want to know what make you think they owe you an answer. Who is you? What make you think I owe you answers? In the hood, in the black community, the only person we owe any answers is our wife, our queen. That's it. We don't owe our mama no answers, our daddy. When we grown, the only person we owe answers is our queen. We don't even owe our kids answers. Your son asks you a couple questions, you answer, you tell him, go play, boy, go play. I ain't doing all that, boy. Go play. Go. Did you do you know what? When your son come to you, he asks you a question, Daddy this. You say that. Daddy that. If it's something intelligent, you don't mind answering. But get to the point, keep asking you a question. You know what parents do? Did you do your homework? Go back there and get it. Let me check it. That's how my mama would go. Boy, keep asking her questions. She's going to start asking you questions. Is that bed made up back there? Let me go see if this room, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what we do. Hey, who grew up in a real black family? Hey, is it cool to bother your mama? Who grew up in a real black household? Is it cool to go in your mama's room, she chilling, and keep asking her stuff? How that turn out with a black mama? She start asking questions, don't she? Then she start investigating and snooping. I'm saying it go all bad. Listen, it go all bad. It go from 3 questions to clean your room up, take a bath, and go to bed. Just you done got yourself in bed. That's why we stay away from mama. We stay away from mama. The later it get, the quieter we get, and the further we get away from her ass. We don't be reminding mama to get on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all mama be on. If you remind her, oh, by the way, I need to be on some bullshit with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, most times we did stuff within a week, and she gonna start, you don't want to talk to her too much. You know what I'm saying? You broke her dish Thursday. It's Saturday. If I talk to her too much, she gonna bring that up. Don't worry about all that. Worry about breaking my damn dishes. See what I'm saying? So, leave her alone as a nitty. You can answer one question, maybe 2. Leave her alone. The only way mama do 4 questions if it's 2 of y'all in the car. You answer 2 questions, your sister asks 2 questions. Cool. But one of y'all cannot ask her no 4 questions. To get asked 4 questions, you gotta be like 2, 3 years old. And mama, why a polar bear white? Boy, cause he white, you can get away with it. If you about 2 or 3. At 4, and you go to school next year, nah, zip it. Zip it. Because you're gonna have to take a nap. And if it's dark, if it's any dark, you're gonna have to go to bed. Yeah, you get maybe 2 questions. Now, daddy, you can ask him a bunch of questions. Because he's gonna be like, I don't know, boy. Like, he didn't even try to answer that shit. He know, but he fucking with you. Now, daddy, you can do it with daddy because daddy's blow you off. Daddy will blow you off when he get tired. I don't know. You ask him another question. So, daddy, why this like that? I don't know, boy. I don't know. It's like that because it's like that, boy. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? That's what daddy gonna blow you off, spin you like spin the bottle. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna necessarily say he don't want to be bothered, but he gonna say he don't want to be bothered. He just say it that kind of way. Like, I don't know, boy. But he ain't gonna jump all off the roof like mama. Mama gonna jump off the roof on your ass. Oh, you gonna end up cleaning up all types of stuff. She gonna find something for you to do. Oh, you want to know things? Know how to clean that room up. You know what I'm saying? Mama's smart out here too. Mama got bad jokes. Like they only funny to her. Mommy's jokes is specifically only funny for her and supposed to be designed to diss you. You know what I'm saying? If fool know everything, why you didn't know how to do your homework? You want to know something. Why you didn't come in and ask me how to help you do that math and you missed all of them? Why you didn't ask me that, Mr. Smart Man? Huh? Hmm? You ain't got nothing but a C in English. Why you didn't ask me about your English so you could have got an A? Why you don't ask me about that? Why you don't ask me about your homework? Hmm? Go ask somebody to help you clean up that damn room. You know what I'm saying? For real. Oh, y'all might not got a mama like my mama. Hey, don't ask Bessie nothing. Don't listen. Leave her alone. You can ask her a couple things. That's it. She got a short fuse. She want to dish you anyway for a lot of stuff that she. By the way, now that I'm looking at you. By the way, come here, boy. Now that my memory coming back. I thought I told you this and that. And see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't ask them a lot of stuff. Yeah, black mama, black mama. Mama. Why that man just dry that car down in that water? Cause he's stupid, just like you. When you spilt that stuff all over my rug. Yes, you and him is both stupid. That's why. You know what I'm saying? They ruthless with it. I don't know if you got a black mama, like a real black mama. Hey, boy, everything go back to you. Every question go back to you because he's stupid, just like you. And she gonna bring up everything you did stupid for the last 7 months. She got it all in the memory Rolodex. She'll bring all that stuff up. You done reminded her of the word stupid. As soon as she think of the word stupid, she look at you. It's all recorded, and she was still mad about it, but she loved you, but she's still mad about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all brothers with all the questions, y'all didn't have no black mamas, I don't think. I don't know what kind of mama you had. Maybe I don't know about these new mamas. My mama was one of them old mamas. Oh yeah. So if you want to get a bunch of questions, you got to be two or three. Two or three, you can answer questions all day. Uh-huh. Yep, he went over to the thing. All day. You 3 years old. She'll answer everything. You can answer all day. Mom, why this? Mom, why that? She try to answer. Folk, our bets is out. You got to go to school next year. When I was growing up, folk, you ain't a baby no more. So what? So what? So what? Folk. Sup? Sup? Yeah, when I was growing up, now y'all got daycare. We not daycare. The first care is the daycare. Your mom in the belt was daycare, but uh, the first thing you going is kindergarten. We ain't had daycare. We ain't had preschool. We had school. And once you get 4 years old, all bets is off. Now you a kid. Okay, you ain't no, three. You're a baby until your fourth birthday. Newborn baby, one baby, two baby, three baby, four, you a little boy. You gotta go to school next year. All the bull is over. It's over with. Now she got 1 year to get you ready for school. And it's up. Yeah, it's up. It's all the way up once you get four. This is how y'all need to raise your child. I still raised mine like that. 4 years old, it's up. You gotta go to school yet. Come here and sit down. What's your first name? Gotta spell your first name, middle name, last name. What's your address? You gotta state your address. What's my phone number? What's your home phone number? What's my work phone number? Where I work at? What's my name? Spell it. You had to spell your mom first, middle. What's your daddy name? All this happened when you turn four. By the time I got in kindergarten, I was reading sixth grade books. They used to come get us from the kindergarten class, take us to the eighth grade class. We'd read their books in front of them. Real talk. You gotta go to school next year. You gotta go to school next year. You had to know everything. Where I work at, selective servers. What's the address? So and so, so and so. What's my phone number? So and so, so and so. At her job. What's your name? Michael Dwayne School. Spell it. You got to spell the first name. Capital D E, capital W A Y. Yup, last name. When you born, you had to tell when you born. Birthday. You had to know. You had to know your address. You had to know your daddy first, middle, last name. Your mama first, middle, last name. Where your daddy worked, where your mama worked. 4 years old. She do me first. My sister three. She don't got to have it. She don't got that till next year. It's just me in the kitchen, sitting there by the stove. She drilling me, until you got it down. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. You got to know all of that. I had my grandson. He was a big boy. He was like 7. And he had his laptop. He had his laptop, and we didn't know the password. Someone call your mama. What's your mama phone number? You know that boy didn't know his mama phone number. So I said, where y'all live at? He didn't know the address. I had to call his daddy to get his mama phone number. I said, what? He's 7, 8. He's 7, 8. This is something he was supposed to know when he was 4. He don't know his mom. He can't. I said, if this boy, I told her, I said, if this boy get lost and the police find him, he don't even know how to tell them to call you. Oh my, so I couldn't believe it. I knew my name, my address, my phone number. I knew the zip code, everything. I knew my mama's work phone number. My daddy drove the bus, so he didn't have no number to call him, but I knew the company he worked for, where his job was at, all that. 4 years old. You know the whole address, zip code, and everything. You know the whole phone number, area code, everything. 4 years old. Get you ready for school. Y'all need to make sure your children know that. 4 years old. By the time they start kindergarten, they're supposed to know all their information and make your children be intelligent. Don't raise them to be stupid. And don't let them ask stupid questions. Once they get 4, 5 years old, they 3, yeah. But you ain't supposed to be no grown man asking no stupid questions. You're a grown ass man. All that stuff, I was raised like, you can't hit girls. Don't touch a girl. Don't touch her. My sister was a year younger than me. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. If she hits you, you got to tell. Can't hit her back. Can't hit her back. You got to tell. If one of y'all comes home from school with a busted lip, both of y'all better have a busted lip, or the other person better have one. So I was raised. I was a year ahead of my sister. You can't. When I went to school, my sister, you can't look at her. You better not look at her funny. You better not say nothing. Period. My sister, I protected my sister until she was in college. Don't look at her. Don't say nothing. It's up immediately. Straight up. We went to the same school together, and then we got her out of my high school and sent her to Percy L. Jr. because it was a new school. And I convinced my dad, don't send her to the Lutheran school, send her to these new public schools. They got more. So when I was a sophomore, when I was a junior, she was a sophomore. The first class at Percy L. Jr. And when she went to that new school, I came up there after school. The first week, I came up to her new school and pick her up after school and stand in front of the school and kind of like, I ain't bully, but kind of just had this gangster type attitude towards the boys in her class. Like, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Kind of like Jay-Z. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ho. And you are H to the Izzo if you play with my doggone sister. Introduce myself to all her little male friends. Get that kind of established. You know, how they sit around and they tell little jokes and they be out front playing. And I'm just like this. I ain't doing no cockeying and no kicking. I'm just looking at them like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she graduated. She went to Northern Illinois University freshman year. Guess who showed up at Northern? She like this Jerry. I'm like, what's up with you? Like, hey, you're a brother in Kiki Kaka. I'm like, yeah, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I was being work all the kids at all of the college students too. There's one dude, he said, man, it's real cool, man. You come up here uh, uh, to check on your sister, make sure your sister's all right. I told him, I say, yeah, don't make me have to come back up here. Like, man, that ain't necessary. I'm like, a lot of stuff ain't necessary. Make sure it ain't necessary for me to come back up here. No, man, it's not like that. Yes, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? I was a real asshole. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying? You fuck you think I'm up here for with the guys, you know? Because I'm about the Goonie Goons with me out there. They already had orders. Don't smile. We up here, we head knockers. We up here to terrorize the young men. We up here to terrorize them. We don't want to make sure they don't ever want to see us again. You don't ever want me back up here. The white ones, the black ones, and all of them. Yeah, you can play if you want to, Timmy. But I'm gonna knock your Tim off your Yee. You just gonna be Yee. You know what I'm saying? If I had to come back up here, Punk. Shout out to Nut, man. Nut used to be up there. That's Farrakhan's son, the one that got. Uh, that's Mustafa's older brother. I met him through Mustafa. Well, we knew him as Walz. Nut was up there. I'm like, what you doing up here? What you doing up there, man? You got problems? Nut was really a nut. You got problems, man, up here? Not yet. That was my man, but he was more street. You know, they kept telling him, bro, stop getting in trouble. You're making your daddy look bad. Bro, stop getting in trouble. You make your daddy look bad. But he was a rider, though. That was my man. Man, I love Nut. Because, you know, Wallace was younger than me. Nut was more my age. Well, Wallace, like, was 2 years younger than me. So, like, when I was going around them, and I was like a senior in my first year out of high school, and they was like juniors. Anyway, that's what's up with that. But protect your relatives, protect your young brothers and sisters forever. You know, respect your mama. You know, you only got one mama, you only got one daddy. Respect your daddy. Don't ever act funny with your daddy, regardless if he left your mama or whatever. That's still your daddy. Regardless if he wasn't there or whatever. Always respect your daddy. Because you don't know what that man been through. You know, and he the man. The man always get the bad rap. When the breakup happened, the man got the one lead. So he always the one look bad. Mommy the one with the kids, so she looked like Jesus Christ. Because if you're a young man and you acting funny with your daddy because he wasn't there, you possibly could not be there for some of yours. You can't make a relationship work just to raise the kids. So you might not be in your kids' household too. All that fake talk about being in the household and all that, man, that's all fake. You can't be nowhere unless you and the woman get along. Period. And ain't nobody got no answers on how y'all gonna get along. They just talking. When it comes to being a good daddy, a lot of times just because you ain't no good husband don't mean you wasn't no good daddy. You just was cheating on the woman. You ain't do nothing to the kids. You just wasn't cool with her. A lot of times she cheating too. Or y'all just don't get along. But when it comes to teaching and keep a father in the house, they don't have to teach that to the women first. Because you can't keep no father in the house if you running the men away. Every man you get with, you ran them away. It's all the men's fault, and everybody that ran through you. You done been with how many men? Nobody stayed with you, and it's all. So every man you've been with, he was messed up, or is it you? Some of these women, by the time they get 60, guess how many men they done been with? So none of them wasn't no good, really. And you was great. Okay. Look, y'all make sure you support the channel. Appreciate you for viewing. Thank you for watching. And stay positive. Support the channel.